Everyone was transfixed into an apocalyptic survival game. People went mad scrambling for superpowers, but I was the only one who chose infinite wealth. Those around me mocked me, saying I had water on the brain, and that in the end times, paper money is just scrap paper. But what they don't understand is that zombies aren't the real threat. Living humans with superpowers are the most terrifying of all. At that moment, the system notification rang out. I, along with 300 other players, was tossed directly into the game. The system explained that we had actually died in the real world. To earn a second chance at life, we had to survive until the very end of this apocalyptic game. Next came the selection of starter items. I scanned the shelves. They were filled with a vast array of superpowers. Other players were losing their minds, fighting desperately to grab them. I scrolled straight to the last page of the list and saw a single gold coin at the very bottom. The description read, "Infinite assets." Without a second thought, I chose the gold coin. My class president, Wang Tang, who entered the game in the same batch as me, had chosen mind control. Seeing me take the gold coin, he couldn't help but sneer. "You really are a money grubber, aren't you? The apocalypse is coming. What use is money then?" Before I could explain, he turned to the class beauty, Liu Ruyan. She chose the power of winning love. She can make everyone love her. Even zombies will fall for her. With true love protecting her, she definitely won't die. Once all items were claimed, the system spoke again. Everyone would have 1 year to train their powers before the apocalypse officially commenced. The game would ultimately have only one winner. Only the last survivor would be qualified for the grand prize. Hearing these rules, everyone's expression shifted instantly. Those who were discussing alliances moments ago were now glaring at each other with deep suspicion. In this survival game, friends do not exist. Everyone is an enemy. I didn't waste a single second. I slipped away immediately to launch my doomsday survival plan. I scouted the world map and set my sights on an isolated island in the middle of the Pacific. The island sat outside earthquake and hurricane belts. It featured a natural flat plain perfect for an airfield, surrounded by lush green mountains that provided ideal cover. I dropped $1 billion to buy the island outright and named it Future Island. To the public, I announced I was developing a tourist resort. I bought 10 massive cruise ships at once to transport construction vehicles and materials. Every contract I signed with senior management included a non-disclosure agreement. Even they didn't know the exact coordinates of Future Island. Once the ships docked, workers began building a basic airstrip. I bought 100 planes and chartered flights to ferry workers from all over the world to the island. They worked day and night without rest. To prevent the island from being geolocated, I purchased advanced jamming equipment and confiscated all workers' phones. I built 10 ultra-fortified fortresses on the surface. All materials met the highest standards, capable of withstanding a magnitude 12 earthquake. The exteriors were camouflaged so that satellites overhead couldn't detect a thing. But those surface structures were just a feint. The real Doomsday Fortress was underground. The subterranean bunker was designed to withstand nuclear strikes and biochemical weapons. Even a burrowing zombie couldn't breach those 5-meter-thick steel walls. The surface fortresses contained secret passages leading down, narrow enough for only one person at a time. winding through a literal maze. Even if someone lucky found the right path and reached the main gate, they wouldn't necessarily survive the traps along the way. If one tunnel collapsed or blown up, I had multiple other secret routes back to the surface. In the apocalypse, energy is the key. To solve the power issue, I installed wind turbines, tidal power systems, and a small nuclear reactor. Water was also covered. I installed rainwater harvesters, desalination systems, and groundwater filters that could turn apocalyptic pollutants into drinking water using high-low temperature flash sterilization, spectral rays, and chemical treatments. I built a dedicated sewage system for the underground bunker. To prevent flooding, every wall was waterproofed, and blast doors provided an airtight seal. The air filtration system had multiple redundancies to ensure the air remained clean and oxygen-rich during emergencies. The underground shelter was divided into 12 independent sectors. If one or two were compromised, the others remained functional. 3 sectors used the latest automated farming tech to grow vegetables and raise fish and chickens. 2 sectors were used to stockpile 10 years' worth of medicine, food, and water. When the NPCs began to get suspicious of my project, I simply threw money at them until they kept their mouths shut. Once construction was done, I flew to the US to buy heavy weaponry, including mobile combat robots and obstacle-clearing drones. Because of the sheer amount of cash I spent, I even navigated the black market to acquire 2 nuclear warheads and hid a nuclear submarine and a private jet in a hidden bay. A secret tunnel led directly from my bunker to the bay. To keep other players with special abilities away, I created artificial reefs around the island. Any large ship trying to approach would hit the rocks and sink. I surrounded the island with an electric fence and littered the seabed with mines. I even installed a massive overhead electric grid to stop virus-carrying birds from landing. Within a year, the defenses were complete. To mislead enemies, I also loudly invested in tourism elsewhere in the world, so players wouldn't notice the anomaly. Those other sites were just backups. I could fly to them without refueling if needed. After sending away the last group of NPCs, I was the only one left. I bought out a space tech company and seized control over 6,000 satellites to ensure my internet would never go down. In that final week, I ordered the destruction of my global fleet of planes and ships. The world knew the richest billionaire had destroyed his long-distance transport. Only the players understood that this billionaire was their competitor. On the global chat interface, a small window. But the good times didn't last long. I was eventually sold out. An anonymous user sent a message to the world chat. Player number 99 is the richest man in the world. He definitely built many shelters before the apocalypse. Find number 99 and we all live. The world chat, silent for so long, suddenly exploded. Look at that! Number 99, come out and speak. You're just watching hundreds of us suffer? How cruel and heartless. Exactly. We need to eliminate players like this. Finding number 99 is our only way to survive. Let's go, brothers. The players were furious, itching to skin me alive. I only wanted to live out my days in peace, but since you insist on dragging my name into this, I replied to the general chat, "Everyone stop arguing. I am number 99. If you want shelters, I can give them to you. But I only built 4 in China, the US, Germany, and Australia. Furthermore, each shelter only holds a maximum of 20 people. I marked the 4 locations on the world map. There were over 200 of you left,
so it clearly isn't enough room. But I'll give you the passcodes. It's first come, first served. Just don't come hunting me down. The moment I typed the passcodes, the players went wild. One night was all it took for some to reach the shelters, mostly those with speed-based abilities. The shelters were built on high ground, safe from the floods. When they opened the massive gates and stepped inside, it was like entering heaven. I had built those 4 shelters to be incredibly lavish. They lacked nothing. The freezers were packed with premium frozen food. Player number 58 started a smug live stream on the World Channel. I didn't expect the shelter to be this good. Being rich is amazing. They sat there eating steak and fine lamb, drinking wine. The table was a feast of delicacies. Number 58 said, "There are already 12 of us here. We've unanimously decided to lock the China shelter. Resources are limited, the rest of you don't need to come." The players still on their way saw the live stream and were livid. Outside the shelters, more players kept arriving. Rather than drowning or starving, they clung to this final lifeline. Survival instinct drove them to desperation, begging those inside to open up. But the players inside had long since bolted the doors. No matter how much they hammered on the walls or used their powers, the stone-cold gates wouldn't budge. Just as the players inside were gloating, I suddenly appeared in the chat. I said it holds 20 people, didn't I? There's still room for 8 more. I have an emergency override code. Even if they lock the doors, you can still get in. Look for the hidden door in the southeast. There's a relief brick at the base of the wall. Turn it, and the secret entrance will appear. The players outside lunged for the secret door like madmen. They turned the brick, and a hidden entrance indeed appeared in the ancient-style fortress wall. Players trampled each other to grab those last 8 spots. A girl who looked fragile was running last, her speed too slow. Suddenly, countless vines sprouted from her arms, lashing out at the crowd in front of her. In an instant, she tripped a dozen players. A player with wind blade abilities quickly sliced the vines at her feet, whirled around and sent a gale force blade across the vine user's neck. The wind blade user was the first to reach the door. He entered the override code, the door slid open, and he rushed in excitedly. Next, a player used lightning strike to take down a whole group, becoming the second to enter. The third person to reach the door was grabbed firmly by the leg by someone behind him. The player on the ground flashed a bizarre smile as toxic venom from his nignails pierced the runner's leg. Just as the venom user was about to stand and enter, a steel-transformed arm pierced through his heart. As the players fell before the shelter gates, the desire for survival stripped away their final masks of humanity. It turned out the powers given by the system weren't for fighting zombies, they were for slaughtering one another. The players already inside the shelter grew restless. They had speed-based powers, but their combat strength was clearly insufficient. If they didn't close the main gate before the heavy hitters got inside, they would be lambs to the slaughter. The Wind Blade and Lightning players realized this the moment they burst in. They quickly allied and began attacking the players still outside. At that moment, the death toll on the public screen began to skyrocket. Human nature is the same everywhere. Outside the other 3 bases, fierce death matches had also broken out. I scanned all the surveillance footage and couldn't find a trace of Wang Tang. It made sense. How could someone like him fall for a shelter trap? Speaking of the devil, Wang Tang sent me a message. Look at that. We don't even need an alliance to coordinate this well. We were born to be allies. Have you no shame? Wasn't it you who exposed my identity and pushed me into the spotlight? Don't be so hot-headed. If I didn't scheme a little, how would I get all those players to go and die? You should thank me for helping you eliminate the competition. While we were chatting, the shelter capacity hit its limit. The heavy gates slammed shut automatically. Outside the base, the ground was a river of blood. Those who didn't make it were in their final throes, and those inside were celebrating wildly. But they had no idea what was waiting for them. "It's a shame you weren't in the shelter," I muttered. Then I pressed a button. In a split second, 1,000 tons of explosives buried inside the base detonated. The shockwave was so powerful, it reached outside the shelter, vaporizing the surviving players nearby. After the explosion, the player count dropped by 116. Only 91 remained. A long while later, Wang Tang sent me a message. "I underestimated you. Thanks for the assist. Otherwise, it would have been hard to gather so many players in one spot. The most capable players in the world, the ones who didn't need planes or ships to reach Future Island, have now been wiped out. I started calculating a year ago how to catch them all in one net. Those shelters were always meant to be their graves." The news of the explosion couldn't have traveled that fast. The other surviving players had no idea what happened, but Wang Tang knew instantly. That means he was watching everything from somewhere nearby. The system then sent me a notification. "Congratulations, you have become the player with the most kills." I couldn't help but laugh. See, in this apocalyptic world, it's always been big fish eat small fish. 4 months later, the floodwaters gradually receded, revealing the drowned lands. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, thinking the catastrophe was over. Little did they know, the flood had brought a plague. Countless NPCs died and rose as zombies. Ding! Congratulations to the 101 players who passed the first trial, the Great Flood. Next is the second trial, the Zombie Apocalypse. Finally, the time has come for Superpowers to shine. "That 99 guy is just waiting to be slaughtered," someone chirped in the chat. Right then, Li Yu Ran sent me a private message. You don't have a superpower. You definitely won't survive the zombie apocalypse. Just share some supplies with me and tell me your location. I can come protect you." I slowly typed back a single question mark. "Don't look down on my power," she replied. "I survived the Great Flood entirely because of it." I knew exactly how she survived.
I have to go back. I must be the sole winner. I snapped a photo of my feast and sent it to Wang Tang. A minute later, he posted it to the world chat. I could practically see the other players jumping in rage. "Number 99 is living like a king. Damn it, we don't even have a warm meal and he has a full table. Don't get too cocky. If I find you, I'll end you." I didn't care. "If you can find me, I'll be waiting." I exited the interface and opened my files on the 30 remaining players. They would never suspect that before the apocalypse, the world was already crawling with my eyes. My mercenaries had pinpointed their locations long ago, observing them for months. I knew every player's ability and their fatal weakness. After the collapse, my mercenaries survived on the stockpiles I had prepared. They continued to serve me because I could provide fresh supplies. Money might be worthless, but in the apocalypse, resources are the ultimate currency. By now, the world had split into 3 major powers. 1, the military, possessing massive arsenals and ironclad bases. 2, the zombies, led by a newly emerged zombie king who gained power by consuming other superpowered zombies and players. Beside him was Liao Ruyan, who had become his beloved queen. 3, the underworld, led by player number 128, who entered the world's most chaotic nation before the outbreak and used his powers to subjugate the cartels. They grew by preying on civilians. The remaining 26 players were scattered among these 3 forces. Number 128 possessed the power of gravitational manipulation, a terrifying ability. In a one-on-one duel, no player was his match. However, the criminal underworld was actually the weakest strategically. I tapped number 128's avatar with my pen. "You're first." The system notification chimed again. 30 players remained, increasing difficulty, entering Stage 3, the frozen continent.
Someone immediately broke down. The apocalypse had lasted a year and 5 months. Food was gone, and now extreme sub-zero temperatures were arriving. Everyone on the planet was going to die. Liao Ruyan sent me a private message. Soon only zombies will remain on this planet, and I will be among them. You will regret rejecting me for the rest of your life. She sent herself a photo with the Zombie King. I sneered. In that case, I'll send you both to the afterlife together. The extreme cold gripped the planet. Even my tropical island felt the bite. A massive blizzard hammered Future Island, damaging the aerial grid and the wind and tidal plants. Thankfully, the backup underground nuclear plant held firm. The cartels were the first to buckle. They had looted all civilian resources and now were starving. Conflicts erupted. I sent number 128 a private message. How about a partnership? I buried massive stockpiles in your territory. Take them and you'll survive. 128 replied quickly. What do you want? How can I trust you? I replied, I want you to handle the Zombie King. My scientists have developed a zombie cure. A single spray can dissolve them. But, as you know, my combat stats are 0. Out of the 30 of us, you are the strongest. Only you can do this. Humans fear the cold, but zombies don't. The longer this lasts, the higher the chance the zombies win. My supplies will run out eventually, and then number 101 and her Zombie King will be the winners. I continued. The king is too strong to kill with powers alone. I have the cure, you have the strength. Let's take him down together. I dispatched mercenaries to deliver a sample of the cure and a shipment of supplies. The gang tested the cure on a zombie. The creature dissolved into a pool of blood with a horrific scream, its virus neutralized. Number 128 wavered. He figured if only he and I remained, he could kill me easily. To him, I was the weakest player. An alliance with me was his best move. One snowy night, hundreds of drones carrying the cure flew toward the zombie horde. The Zombie King, sleeping beside Liao Ruyan, sensed the intrusion with his keen hearing. He tucked her in and stepped out. The drones released a mist of the cure, mixing it with the falling snow. Zombies caught in the mist dissolved into bloody puddles. Infuriated, the king leapt into the air, firing beams of light from his palms to swat the drones down. Number 128 and his players ambushed him. Gravity surged. Even the mighty Zombie King couldn't lift his arms. The king roared. Hordes of zombies hidden in the shadows pounced on the players like wild animals. Number 128 doubled down, using gravity to tear a skyscraper apart. Massive concrete slabs buried the zombies, and the king with them. Number 128 smiled triumphantly. That rubble is enough to crush him into dust. Liao Ruyan stood on a balcony screaming in despair. Number 128 flicked his finger and the roof beneath her collapsed. She plummeted toward the earth. At the final second, the Zombie King exploded from the rubble and caught her. Simultaneously, he fired thousands of razor-thin silk threads from his hand, binding number 128. The gravity user turned pale. He hadn't expected the king to have this hidden ability. The king yanked the threads, but he didn't realize that number 128 was covered in hidden pouches of the cure. The bags burst, bathing the king in the liquid. Liao Ruyan watched in horror as her true love melted into a pile of gore. Terrified, she ran blindly into the whiteout, only to fall into an icy crevice. This time, no one was coming to save her. A superpower based on the love of others was in the end far too fragile. 12 more players vanished from the world channel. I crossed them off my list. Next to number 128, I had written his weakness. Gravitational manipulation cannot control ultra-lightweight objects like the Zombie King's silk. I love using information asymmetry to win battles that are impossible to lose. Now, only one rival remained, Wang Teng, leader of the military forces. He was eager to end the game. He screamed at me over the world chat, "Mar, you've done well to get this far, but every game has a loser. Kill yourself now and I'll make it quick. I know you have mercenaries, but they're nothing compared to a real army. You have dirty money. I have missiles, carriers, and war planes. I'll find you no matter where you hide." I sent him a middle finger emoji on the public channel. Wang Tang's mind control was powerful, but it had a fatal flaw. He needed direct eye contact or proximity to cast it. As long as I stayed in my bunker, he was powerless. However, I didn't expect him to launch a nuclear-capable missile strike directly on Future Island. Missiles rained down on the island. After the smoke cleared, I was still online. Wang Tang couldn't believe it. "Fine, your bunker is